Alright, here we are going through this mangroves here. Best way to do it is to find a nice little track, but the tide's high too as well. The tide's up. So we just got to find a track through these mangroves. So we're just going to cut through these scrub here. I'll get the bucket here. Alright. Pretty thick mangrove. But if you follow all these little channels, you should be able to find your way through. It's a nice little spot we have here down at Hay Point. So blessed to be living out here. We've got, see, straight up you come across these buggers here. These are like spiral shell. They're good eating as well, but we're not going to take them. There's a couple of them already. So if you know what you're doing, you wouldn't go hungry in the wild, I tell you. So we'll keep hiking through here. And one thing about mangroves too, you gotta keep trace of where you're going. Mark your areas. So what I might do is I might leave my thongs here and we'll come back and I'll grab them on the way back. Alrighty. So this is a nice sandy bit of area we're walking through now. So what we're looking for is a bit of mud and a little creek that feeds off that big creek. So I've been down here before, so and you can see all the shells. They're everywhere laying around. I'm gonna get a couple today and cook some up for you guys out there so you can have a feed. Hey Bob, hold that for a sec. Alright, so we keep going. Can record?
Mm-hmm.
So, here we are, we're in the mud now. As you can see, we've got a bit of small problem because we've got water. This is usually out of the water. Well, now we've got water going through here, so gotta be really careful now because you can get crocs and stuff like that in here. So what do I do? Alright, so when you do come through areas like this, you got to be really careful. You got to watch where you're going. Make sure you check around, have a look around the areas, because you never know where a croc would be sitting in here. So okay, alright, I'm going to try and cross. Yep, she's pretty good. Alrighty, I'm across. Alright, that's my daughter coming across. It's good to take your family out and show them all these things that you grew up doing. Well, before we go anywhere further, I'd like to acknowledge all the traditional landowners of this place, this beautiful country we have. All the traditional landowners, I'd like to thank them very much for what they've given us, the opportunity to go and do this. But so we're not going to be here for long. We're just going to grab a couple of things and then we're going to go and cook them for you. So we'll keep chugging ahead. My daughter's just draining her boots out. She got water all in her boots. Alright, so what we're looking for now, you'll find them in this sort of area. What we're looking for is these big mud mussels. And they're good tasting. There's so many different ways of cooking them. You can just chuck them on a fire, which we'll do today. Chuck them on a fire, and we're going to just roast them today. So she gets a bit thick in these forest, in these mangroves. Sometimes you don't have to go too far to come across them, like I just did. I just come across one. I'll just show you here. Alright, so we've got one laying right there, just down in between the roots here. So that's a mud mussel. That's a mud mussel, and that's what we're going to be cooking today. So always check, make sure they're good. Sometimes they're full of mud. So that's one. So we need 4. Let's get 4 of them. Usually when you find one, they usually have a few laying around in that same area. So like I said, you don't have to go that far to get these mussels. It's good to look around the roots. Look around the root system. They usually lay it in the clear, or sometimes they got their mouth sticking out. There you go. Daughter's got one. So that's a mud mussel. So that's number 2. So we need 2 more, and then we're out of here. We'll go and do some cooking. But this is what all the traditional, all the Australian, the Indigenous Australians, this is what they eat. And it's not only here, down south here, it's, you know, it goes all the way up to the Torres Straits, where I'm from. So, but with the island I come from, we don't actually have these. This is not our taka, but you know, when we leave our homeland and we come down south, we tend to find new things and meet new people, and this is their food. So, and we thank them for showing us how to hunt for these things. So here's another one. Like, they're everywhere, you know. So you just got to keep an eye out. It's a bit hard when you're walking around video recording. This is another one. This is another shell. I'm not sure what this one's called, but you find them in the scrub as well, in the mangroves as well. So we're going to be cooking them as well. And we're going to be doing the easiest cooking today. Just going to be making a fire, pretty much throwing it straight on the fire, wait for it to cook, and then we're going to eat them, I guess. So I got, we just need one more mussel, bub. Oh, I got him here, bub. Nice big one too. Another one right here. See? It's laying around on the top of the mangrove. All right, so we got what we came for. So we got 4 clams, 4 mud mussels, and we got 2 spiral shell. All right, and we'll make our way out now. We're going to make a fire and we'll cook them. So that's how easy it is to get mud mussels from inside the mangroves. So now you just got to walk your way back now. So like I said, when you're inside mangroves, you got to keep a real fair idea where you're going and which track you took to get in here. Because sometimes when you look around in the mangroves, everything just looks the same. So you just gotta keep an idea of what you're doing. If you don't know where you're going and you can't keep track of where you're going, just break some leaves around you or rub mud on the trees. That's the easiest way of doing it. You just rub mud on the trees, so when you come back, find your way back, you just follow the mud on the trees. But we're not going to be in here for too long because this tide's coming in and we're heading out. So this is our track to get out. So we'll just go under here. And we're back to where we were when we crossed the creek. And we just got to cross it back over now. So always make sure you check the area. Just be safe. You don't want to be croc bait. But if you respect the land and do everything right, nothing's going to eat you. So we're back out now. Alrighty. We're back out of the mangroves, so I'll come back to you again when we getting ready to cook up. Alright. Just have a look at the next video. Alright, we'll be back soon.